All right, welcome in, guys. Welcome to Blue Sky at Night. I am Coach Breezy. I'm going to be your host for the night, every single night. Um, Hope everybody had a good day, and we'll give it a couple minutes to get people trickling in, see who's out there, and then we'll start out like we always do. We'll do our recap of the market and see if we can get any good trades. And I do expect tonight to be tough. Like we're probably going to be playing the waiting game early on, and if I am sniffling and sneezing, I'm sorry about that. I'm coming off of a crazy cold. Yeah, it's going to be. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get a recap started off. Kind of want to see where we're at in the landscape. And today, we'll kind of start in the past a little bit like we normally do. So, what was today and how did today work out? I would say coming coming into the day, I had an initial bullish bias, right? Like it's no doubt the market continues to find like relevant swing lows and produce some continuation, right? Getting some ugly, ugly but decent retest into more continuation. So if you've been with me or if you're new here with me, one thing I always talk about is like the two-legged move. And the market's always going to move in some form of twos, right? If you're not in a consolidation base, like price is either going to go up, pull back, give you a lower high into continuation. So that's kind of been the overall state of the market, minus a couple anomalies of price, right? Like you have a pretty clean downtrend that's occurred a few days out of the week, but it's immediately bought back right into that kind of bullish sequence that produces a continuation. So like that's kind of been my bias, and like jokingly, I say like, hey, I'm the blue sky permeable. I am very bullish. Like the saying like, hey, buy the fear. Like I am that guy who's like literally trying to buy the fear, but I'm always gonna have an opportunity on this chart to kind of like put that bias to the side, not trade my heart, and just literally focus on the chart, right? And that should be our objective every single day of the week that we're out here. Today was a little tough to reach that objective. I had a good trade early on, and this here is starting from 5 6 in the morning till about noon when we actually saw some movement in price. Like this here, it was rough. I don't think there's any other way to word it. Like this took forever to play out, and you're kind of looking at a very classic accumulation, manipulation, and you would typically expect some like distribution after those variables have been met, right? This is like market dynamics 101. When you're in like an accumulation and distribution set, is like you expect some form um, to be breached, right? This took 7 hours to breach to pick a side. And what happened is before these sides were breached is you had the fake outs both ways, right? Um, so I saw this. I had a key area up here. Everything kind of from a larger time frame bias. Kind of give you just a quick view, right? Like you got some 4 hour levels that have been held true. These are kind of just thrown on here, right? Like you look at the low of the 4 hour, high of the 4 hour, for example, right? So I saw like, okay, we're breaching that 4 hour high, right? Like we did not close above, we did not get continuation. You're not breaking out of that zone. So I took a short, right? I took a short. It worked out really, really well. And my thought was when we break this zone, we're probably going to have an opportunity to at least tag this swing low, right? Like this is some pretty good momentum. It's a rejection of a base, right? You could say this is a double top. This is a neckline, right? Continuation down seems so logical to at least this swing low, and kind of give bears an opportunity in a bullish market to see if they can produce one of those days that we've seen recently, right? It kind of made sense coming off in NVIDIA, although those earnings were phenomenal, like $80 billion buyback, increased dividend. From an investor perspective, like those are beautiful things that you want to hear. Like when you think about who's running the market, I don't think it's even a question anymore after those scenarios. 80 billion buyback, increased dividend is phenomenal, right? But those expectations weren't high enough for the market. So like it kind of made sense to pull back, right? Like we didn't have any shock and awe. We knew it was coming. They beat on everything across the board, which is a random. It just isn't enough for a juggernaut of the company that they are anymore, right? So I thought, some form of reversion under this low made sense, right? And I'm always trying to, snipe these lows. So gave it an opportunity to break. I re-entered break and retest model. This is my favorite play, right? Like you have what was support turn into resistance, get the candle close, go short under that low, expect continuation to the next known obstacle, right? That did not work out. I went from 2K green, negative 400 in the hole, and then I really had to reassess what price is doing. And I literally took the exact same thing that's happened and reproduced it, right? Like secondary break and retest, two-legged move to support into continuation. And I mean, you want to talk about news-driven market. We were able to be in longs, position at the low, with the Trump tweet coming out, with peace agreements potentially happening with Iran. And we caught a banger all the way from 190, um, like all the way up here to the top of the zone. I did trim out, had a good runner. That runner ran like 6 to 7 grand. It was a crazy rebounding day. So where does that leave us now? So price is in an interesting spot, to say that lightly, because you start to zoom out and look left, and you start to wonder, where do we go from here? Like you had a lot of, a lot of pent up indecision, which the market does not thrive on indecision. It wants certainty and forward thinking mindsets, right? And kind of everything that's been priced in is fully priced in and done. You had Walmart come out. Um, you had FOMC minutes come out that like clearly dictate that the consumer is still in a pinch. Walmart did not give good forward guidance, given to the crude oil prices and then also just the consumer, right? Which you would assume would kind of produce some pullback. But this market, we're in an illogical market, right? And we're going to stay in that market until the overall objective is met, which I think has to be 30K in Q, right? Which we're one good day away from breaching that area. Short-term price, though, on the other hand, brings you right back to an important distribution area to the downside. But you're coming off of so much momentum to the upside. So tonight, I think, is going to be a battle. We do not have time to really wait for a pullback, say, to 485. When I think about price and the way it should behave, excuse me, like this is a structural retest that would make sense. You get a breakout over this zone, right? This neckline here, these wick highs. You get a retest, secondary support hold, and then you get smooth continuation. Tomorrow, if that occurs, the 490 mark, like I'm all over that trade. Tonight, we're not going to see that. So we do need to be selective. The overall bias is bullish above 490s, but we are approaching a interesting top that has produced some very, very wide range. So we need to be reactive to what price is telling us tonight. The Asia Open didn't really produce much volatility. I think everybody is kind of kind of exhausted after today is what I'll say. Like this initial base this morning, it was a lot to deal with if you were in this mix, right? The breakout was good, secondary long was good, but it just took a while, right? So I feel like price needs to stabilize a little bit and get us into the proper environment to be able to either trend or get some good downside reversion. Coming over to gold, excuse me. So gold, really from that 4,500 mark that I mentioned last night, had a really, really good range today. Um, like really, really good upside range, almost 60-point upside range. I was able to catch 30. The annoying part of gold, and I'm going to go to a 4 hour, is where price is currently at. If you look at this area, it's pretty inconsistent with what price likes to do. You would assume if you're holding, say, 45, 35, for example, you would assume potential duplicate of what happened in the past, right? If it happened into the past, it happens into the present, right? You assume it's going to happen into the future. That's always the premise that we have to go on, right? The only issue is you start to look at the downside range within this, right? Um, so it's basically the same with Qs to where I don't think you have clear direction, and it is going to be riskier than normal. Last night we had very clear direction. We were able to produce 500 bucks in that hour, right? This one, little bit different. Um, we need some form of confirmation and trend for both. Neither are in prime locations to trade. You could say if gold breaks this zone, there's probability to catch some points, which we will get active. But it's just not the cleanest setup at all on either. And one thing I do want to point out there before I dive in too deep. So we are using Tick Blaze. So the partnership between BluSky and Tick Blaze just came out today. We had a meeting. They had a presentation, not a meeting, that happened today, and it was phenomenal. Both parties represented, both companies. Amazing. 20 accounts were given away. So really, it was really good. I would recommend if you've never heard of Tick Blaze, you never heard of BluSky, go back and watch it. It was phenomenal. This platform, it's kind of it's already grown on me, to be honest. Like not even just pushing the platform, it is a very, very unique hybrid between TradingView and TradeC if you've used either of those, right? um, the thing I what thing I didn't like about TradingView, and I'll just give an example. If I want to go long and I'm in this position, like I can't really do much with my stops or anything like that, right? And there's so many different ways that you can kind of get into an order. And I've only experimented with this for like 4 trades, and we were able to get 100 bucks or whatever out of that, right? But what I have noticed is you have your typical DOM, typical watch list. These tools and everything on the left toolbar should look very familiar. But then you have a trade pad. And within this trade pad, you can do a lot of different things, um, a lot. And then you have the tools. You'll be able to see your trading stats, the community. Like there is a lot that's going on into this trade or into this account, right? And get back on the instrument. You can have a market, a limit, a stop, and a scalp. So you don't need any of this because you can also trade the chart, which for me is a big thing. That's why I loved NinjaTrader. I've been with them since NinjaTrader 7 or NT7. The ability to be able to do different things on the chart, super, super important to me. Um, but if I'm trying to get in or out of a trade, well, I have a scalp preference here to where I can do everything immediately. You have your stops that you can put in place. You have your limits that you can put in place, both sides. You have your markets where you can put in your take profit and stop loss. So, like, these are important things that we need as traders, right, to kind of manage our risk accordingly. The aesthetics of this account or this brokerage is top notch. When I think about the color scheme, which you can do across, different platforms, right? Like you can do a lot of things on TradingView, but when I think about the company BluSky and I think about the aesthetics that kind of go in with this is beautiful. Colors, everything's beautiful, and this is just a standard setting. um, no issues with execution so far at all. It's smooth. One thing I will recommend, just speaking personally, and I'm sure the creators and owners may have a different take. For me, I'm a trader and I want to focus on the manual process of trading. That's just who I am. Um, and it's who I've been for 20 years at this point. It's hard for me to want to build custom indicators, have buy and sell algorithms. Like I like to be present, and I think there's a very important aspect of doing the manual work. That's just my personal experience and how I guide people who follow me. Like me manually putting this, just me and how I operate. The desktop version is so integrated, one for the basics and the manual process, but like the amount of tools and data they have there, if you're looking to do probably anything on as far as trading goes, coding, you name it, trade copiers built in. It is slick, man. I do like it, and it's just the web based, like a really really good hybrid between TradingView and TradeC as well. And I have this trade bar up. You have the DOM as well. I know people trade the DOM. I think it's good. You have relevant liquidity that you can see. You have the ability to do different thing with with your orders and whatnot. But if you don't need or use any of that, you can just toggle this thing off, give yourself more room, and trade on the chart. So yeah, through and through, beautiful platform. It is nice. It'd be hard to kind of pull me away from it. To be honest, it is aesthetically, it's beautiful. All right, let's see. Excuse me. We went into MNQ kind of on a test trade. Like it makes sense for a continuation, but I'm gonna be like one. I need more than one contract. Absolutely. I don't like buying highs. It is not my go-to at all. And like I mentioned, the true for me personally is going to be like 485, and that is 100 points lower till I'm like comfortable in a long. So we may have to kind of just send it tonight and keep our wrists tight. See if we can layer in to about 550 to this mark, and then look to manage risk at like 525. That's kind of a range I could get behind. I just don't like um, how elevated we are without like a secondary clean retest. It happened and happened right at open, right? And you've kind of gotten that 100-point continuation right into prior sell distribution. So what a better place to be in. Excuse me. 564. Maybe clean breakout. Maybe. Which is not my thing. And then anybody who's been with me and traded with me, I don't trade breakouts. She's gone. 30 points already. We'll see if we can get a secondary retest. Well, damn. I mean, we'll take 30 points, but we need more skin in the game on here. All right, for gold, this one I feel like comes with some risk attached to it. It's gold. We should know it does, but I am going to see about going long in the bottom of this area. Super ugly up here, super uncertain. Um, I would generally like to keep my risk about 10 points. So we need to see like it would be under this swing low in this range here. It's tough, man. This is tough because if it breaks it, which it's not really breaking it with any momentum, then it's a short. It's a short down to 45.12. We kind of linger around this area, then I think, you would assume you have potential to kind of reproduce what current price did. It is just not clean and has a ton of slippage along the way. We will try. We'll try. Probably going to go in. Probably go in with a proper proper stop loss on this bad boy as well. And put it at like 24. Get in there with something. We'll get in there with two contracts. And you can see even the two, right? Structure break can take you out for a couple $100. So if you've never traded gold, no harm in sitting this one out. We are trying to kind of call the bottom of a box, which has broken numerous times. This is kind of a no trade setup, but I'm going to test my luck on that one. We'll come back and revisit that, and we'll see if we can get a secondary retest on the cues. Looks like I did. I may have put an order in there. I guess I did. Thought I put it a little bit lower than that, but I guess not. Um, one thing I will add, if you didn't get the vibe from today, price is not calm in any means necessary, right? You're talking 100-point melt up since the market opened. Then you look at what price did today. When we finally broke this manipulation area, like price ran and went from, where I got in at 190 all the way to 550 intraday. So keep in mind, Trump could come out, utilize your stops. We'll give it room. Probably, I still don't like this structure, but we'll give it room until like a swing low is broken down here, and then we'll debate on seeing what we can do in this mix. It kind of looks like another failed breakout like we've seen today. Like you have good continuation into failed breakouts into secondary continuation, which we've seen quite often, to be honest, especially right after some data. And then again, as I mentioned in the recap and also pre-trade, like you come right into a sell distribution area. It's anybody's ball game here. My ball game leans with relevant price, which is more bull trend. But you also have to factor in the most known obstacles and what the reaction was there, right? So we'll see. We want to pull back to kind of reposition into a breakout. We'll see if we get it. Excuse me. And then, guys, if you are out there, ensure that you like the stream, subscribe. We are on a mission, which is kind of crazy to me, to get to 100 live viewers in intraday, which is just crazy to me. You got Mike over there dropping like 50 grand a week, and we should be, my opinion, like we should be the leading people within this space, the leading firm within this space, just based upon like what we offer from a people perspective. And I think people matter when you think about business. Like, I don't go into business with businesses, I go into business with people. And I can assure you, everyone at BluSky, like, guys, we really have your best intentions in our minds, like every single day. So if you can, yeah, do your part to like, contribute. I think it's um, not if we blow up, but when, on a very large scale, because of the caliber of trades that we produce, and just the amount of authentic, um, people that we have around to support the community. It's inevitable, but it will take contribute. Everybody kind of contributing, and um, you know, speaking the best parts of your experience with us. My best part, not to be cliche, is literally helping every single one of you guys out there who may come with questions, different things. Um, you guys matter, and are the purpose for me being here personally. And I don't, one thing I need to do, which I will finally have set up tomorrow, I need to set up my secondary monitor so I can see the chat and everything. So if anybody is putting anything out there, I'm kind of ignoring you right now, but it's not on purpose. All right, we did not get a secondary fill, which is kind of annoying. If we are to assume we're going to break out, like I'm not going to chase this breakout. It's amazing. It feels smooth. That's like the only word I can say. Like, I use um, my personal accounts. I use E Trade. I use TOS and Ninja. Like, none of them can really compare to, like, there's an aesthetic feeling that comes with TradingView, for example. And I really like trade seeing the order fills, and I think this kind of takes like the best of both worlds and kind of meshes them together. So we would have had a better range. I know we saw 30 points in this spike. I would have loved secondary fill. We'll kind of just see what it does in this area here. Gold. You took the gold with me. It's working pretty well. It's only 4 points, but my philosophy, especially in after hours, if you can get 5, 10 points on gold, that is an absolute home run. If you can get 20, 30 points on NQ, same exact thing. And then, as crazy as it is, if you're in MES, for example, and you get 5 points overnight, that is a banger. So just be sure to manage your profit accordingly, right? We're up $100 for the night. If you followed what I did, $100, 30 minutes. That is really, really good income. So keep that in mind, guys. Protect your capital and your accounts. I would love on gold, like if I'm really looking at this right, which it's gold, it can do what it wants, and it will do what it wants at all times. But like, you assume we should, if we can get some bullish momentum, which the next candle can completely invalidate that on gold, right? You would assume we test some of these mid ranges, right? And I'm going to remove this box. That was kind of just for the example in the range that we're in. I would love that box to like break out one way or the other to get um, just get out of all of this mess. But if we can hold that low, like you assume we can see 10 points pretty easily, right? Like at least to 47 is something I would like. It just kind of makes sense for bottom support hold and then continuation back to um, kind of the happy place, right? Back to the mean. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, brother. Jonathan, I know you're not new here, but anybody who is, I kind of give a brief explanation of who I am and what I do. I guess I've been trading as long as the dinosaurs have been around. I'm getting gray now. It's kind of crazy. I was just joking with Justin about it earlier. Been trading since 2009, like effectively day trading. Um, but I've been investing since 2006. So I have plethora of different strategies and things I utilize. Proprietary strategies, just like Mike, probably just like Steve, just like Coach Matt, just like Justin. Like, we all kind of have our niche and what we do that makes sense to us, right? Um, I'm a firm believer in kind of slow approach to this market, is what I'll say first and foremost. Like, the ones who try to get it today and only today won't be here tomorrow. And that's just the reality of the market. If you can be strategic and kind of treat this, like you're a surgeon going to do a surgery and you treat that every single day with proper risk attached, like you're gonna survive. Um, I say all that just to give, like, I'm not going to go too deep into the background. If you've been in the server, kind of my story, how I made it here. I bring that up to say, like, for anyone following or may follow into the future, I've been doing this a long time. And through 10 years of data tracking, I'm going to win about 7 out of 10 trades. Those three, like I'm going to manage risk accordingly. Sometimes we'll get a little loose on what that risk is. But overall, like I'm pretty confident. And anytime you're with me, kind of like we did for, especially for gold, because I feel like the cues are a little, just kind of a parabolic breakout. Like I need to talk it out. I need to visualize what the concept is, where are we going along, what is the risk, what is the reward. Um, and so, if anything, you can learn from me proper planning. And I think the most important thing that you can ever do in the market is to have a reason to be in a trade. Like I'm streaming, I'm going to get out here, I'm going to get active. Um, probably put myself in some uncomfortable situations that I shouldn't be in, but there should always be some form of logic attached to that entry. So, if anything, you learn from me is like doing our best as traders to put probability on our sides. And if we do that, you're not going to win every single trade, right? Like you're not going to be the superhuman in the market who's never going to lose. You're going to lose. And it is realistically going to be, maybe 5 out of 10 trades you take may be losers. But if you can do it effectively, put probability on your side, you'll make it in this game. You'll survive just fine. All right, guys, we got a. I still would have loved secondary ad down here, but at this point, excuse me, we got 30 something points. The initial ad is probably up 40 something points. Should probably start locking in something if you haven't. I just said $100 in 30 minutes. Well, that was 6 minutes ago, and we've doubled that. So be smart with your profit, guys. Excuse me. I'm just sick for like a week, man. Super annoying. trimmed out here on gold, looking for about 2 more points on gold, which isn't definitely not out of the question. I would just prefer that to be quick. I'm still not nervous, but I'm a little suspicious on what gold does. Like, you start approaching these areas and you can kind of see that downside distribution. So we do want to be super strategic on this one. We're up 5 points. Doesn't hurt to put stop loss and profit if you were interested. If you're still in that trade, that is. I would say, although small and conservative, hey, if you're up 200 bucks in 30 minutes and you don't take it, I don't know who else is going to pay you that amount of income.
That's on you if you don't take 200 bucks in 30 minutes.
Kind of sucks on NQ. I would have loved. I was there. I mean, I should have probably market bought, but I would have loved secondary. Let me go definitely to smaller time frames. I'm still.
I wish you had like five at least.
Yeah. I put the ad in here at the low at 556, but it just happened too quick. And even still, this is kind of mission complete. We are at an obstacle. A level I have up here at 590. So like our initial buy, probably 560 range. It's kind of target complete as well. I think you can potentially see good breakout, which maybe happen tomorrow to the 680s. Like, that kind of makes sense. But this area here, we must be aware of what price did prior here. Like, it's super important to know that we're at an area that's sold off pretty big, right? So it's a good trend point. Like, this is, when I think of the next obstacle and kind of a target to target concept that's over 30 points, this is it. Like, it's a good range. And I do see we trimmed out on the micro gold, 63 bucks on that first trim. Definitely need a little more size to make some money, but
you're dipping your toes in tick plays, you know, feel it out.
Well, absolutely. I'm complaining now, but like, yeah, I'm cool with making anything. If I can make $100 in an hour, that's phenomenal income. If you could have made 200 bucks, 30 minutes, phenomenal income.
$320 right now if you closed out everything. That ain't bad.
I'm a little suspect on the Qs, though. I think this probably should be the obstacle. We'll give it room to potentially come back, and I'm going to look to trim one out there, be disciplined with it. Excuse me. But this thing could dump, like, to be honest. It could come back all the way down to 550, and it would make logical sense where it's at. So we'll be strategic and take one off there if it'll come back and get us. If not, excuse me, you could just ride stop loss break even, right? Put it in profit, let it do what it does. And I would really love, like I mentioned, tomorrow, 480s, which is definitely not out of question, out of reach. I would love this area. If we can get there, I feel more comfortable being in longs, because even like just the way I trade and what I look for, this is going to be tough for me to be like super comfortable going long into. It's the only relevant price that we know, right? And this relevant areas are bearish. So we'll see. Bulls are on a path, on a mission to the moon. So all of this may not matter at all, but I'm going to be just a little suspect coming into this area. When I think about the market and where it's going and where it can go, everything is done, excluding the geopolitical aspect and some macro events that could send the market either way. But this could turn into a double top, and to be honest, it would make so much sense, especially given the Fed's stance, and the economy is still white hot, man. It's still, you look at Walmart and their earnings and what it produced and their forward guidance. I don't think the market's making as big of a deal out of that as we should be. Um, it's not easy out there for the consumer or the average human, right? So if we were to double top off of here and like really get some reversion, it would make so much logical sense.
Breezy, I want to ask you a question about Walmart.
Yeah.
So I asked Matt the same question. Is Walmart a leading indicator of inflation and consumer confidence before the data comes out?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. And it's not so much their data, because they're a corporation. They're focused on making money. And I didn't look at anything other than their forward guidance, and because that's really all that's all I care about. I don't care how much money Walmart made. I know they made enough, and I don't care what the numbers say. They're okay. Their forward guidance is basically saying they're going to continue to lose money. And the reason is from consumer spending. And then you look at FOMC minutes and even FOMC and the Fed's approach, like they're going to have to look to really tighten things down. Inflation is running wild. We went up, I forgot the CPI print, but it jumped up 1.3, for example, in a month, right? Strictly from crude and energy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't see, the market's the market, right? But from a tangible aspect to where like me and you can kind of feel the economy, Walmart is a good indication, right? I don't care about their EPS. I don't care about their numbers. What I care about is their forward guidance and what they expect their profit margin or whatever will be into the future. Because if they have negative guidance, that's letting you know the consumer is pinched, right? And yeah, I mean, the economy is it's running hot. Things are not cheap. I don't see inflation going down at all. That 2% mark they have is kind of a fairy tale for now.
Wishful thinking, man.
Yeah, I mean, oil, the contract rolled, which is confusing a lot of people now. We still have a lot to do oil upside, right? And that 100 mark was kind of the bullish trigger for the market for whatever reason. But crude is still 98 a barrel, to where we need to be down in the 60s. So we have a very, very long way to go. And kind of the most important part of all of that, when you put it together, none of it has to affect your trading, is what I'll say. And I think that's one thing a lot of people kind of forget to mention on the back end of economic data and all of these events. It's all irrelevant. The market is secondary, and I've seen thousands of traders blow up real money trying to chase an economic event in the market. Trade the chart, not your heart, and I promise you, you will be okay. All of it is just noise. Be a surgeon, like I mentioned.
You know what's funny about that, Breezy, is when I first started trading, I didn't know about economic data and I didn't care, and it was awesome. So I'd be like, "Oh, I'm on the right side." Then I learned about it and I learned about earnings, and I'd be like, "Okay, Amazon just beat. Market's gonna pump." It's not like that.
and then it dumps.
Like, yeah, and then it dumps on me.
What happened?
Exactly. Ricky Smith in chat said he made 122 so far.
Let's go, Ricky.
Reno, this is a good one, yeah. And I talked about this before with somebody, but another consumer sentiment is Home Depot and Lowe's.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. I think it's less prevalent. I would say it's less prevalent than Walmart though. And the main reason is, what do we really care about when money's tight? We care about food.
Mhm.
That's it. And yeah, you can get different things from Walmart, but predominantly people go there for food. Like, I'm not going to Home Depot unless I have some form of money to be
Mhm.
able to justify my reason for being there. Whether it be a project, home improvement, so on and so on. I think that's the biggest difference. It does matter because, like, when you think about the price of lumber, it matters. Like, it matters so much. And that was kind of the leading indication back in COVID that we were in trouble. Lumber was like the first thing that really caught the consumer by surprise, and then every other commodity and um, any tangible aspect followed suit, right? I do want to mention, team, we did trim at 590. I think it's logical to do so, as I mentioned, given that range that we saw to the left. For gold, I don't want to lose sight. I hope you guys did lock in some of your money. It is, let me go back to the time for let the data catch back up here. This thing's jacked right there. It is potential. There we go. It's potentially going back to break even. So good first trim at the 41s. I'm gonna hold this for a little bit, see what we can do. Definitely not a free trade, but I'm definitely not holding down to that area. We'll give it room to about the 31 mark, and then we'll debate on cutting it there.
You know what? I agree with you about this like 480 area. I would like honestly love to see that.
Turn to resistance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Makes sense. I mean,
That's the breakout
uh,
area. I mean, kind of,
yeah,
yeah.
it's tempting a breakout, and then you start to wonder. And this one's kind of simple. Like, if I'm just looking at it from a day trade perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you have a very clear ascending price. Well, let me remove this so it's not
Or even 530.
confusing.
I think you said 530. Like that would be killer too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This one's pretty clear. I mean, if you reject this high, it would make so much sense. Looking to the left, you get a break of structure, which I still wouldn't be. I would still struggle to be confident shorting this. Like, even into this mix here, like you're gonna have to show some conviction under 555.5. Shout out to Steve. Um, like, that's gonna have to go for sure. I think we could front run this, right? Because we have reaction. Um, we have reaction at resistance. I'm just not the biggest fan of shorting into this at all. But you are looking at 4 failed breakouts now. So one side is going to have to give, like, for sure, one's going to have to give. Overall, though, guys, pretty good stream. Would have loved on this MNQ the first ad to get more down here at the 550s. I don't care. I'm just saying I would love more bang for my buck. I don't really care. We made money. That's the objective. But into the future, I would love to at least get in there with 5. So same on gold. Just to recap, because I know we're getting close. Gold it must kind of my entry in that 35, and I'll just show it one more time because it can get ugly on gold. This whole 4 hour, this area here, and you could put it into a box if you want. I think it is kind of important to identify some of these wicks here that kind of send it to the upside. Like, I think it's important to identify this base because it is going to be your directional trigger point. Like longs have to get above really closing that 35 mark. Because if not, you got some wicks, right? But those wicks are 10 points down. Um, it's a potential, really what I'm looking at now, just kind of looking at it, potential for this to actually be a decent sell. Because you have lower high, lower high, lower high, right? Um, so potential, and it's at the structure break to kind of send it. We'll just see. I'm going to give it room to that 31 mark that I mentioned, and then we'll look to cut that trade. 'Cause it does look like gold is doing some gold things with that runner. All right. I treat it so two things. If I'm a up and coming trader, meaning like I still have a lot to prove to myself, I trade every holiday. You'd be surprised how easy. And now we're not in a normal market at all. But in normal market conditions, you'd be surprised holiday run ups and how that day goes. Typically, it's kind of just a smooth day. It picks a side and it just goes, right? So I think it's important to get good with seasonal trading, not seasonality trading. That's a different ball game, but every holiday coming up, like 4th of July, for example, go study what price does leading into 4th of July. Some of that action is beautiful. So if you are, you're still in this game, you're trying to make money, you're trying to get that account passed, don't let the opportunity slip, right? If you are not having the best week or the best month, what better way to take an extended holiday than taking that Friday off, right? That's the psychological aspect of a holiday. Um, or it may be needed. It might be super important for you to just reset, unplug. Markets closed on Monday. Let's take some time. Let's basically take a week away from the market, right? Um, and then, kind of the last thing, which if I, wasn't streaming or a part of this great company, I wouldn't be trading. We put in a crap ton of work into this game, and that's something I mentioned last night. Like nobody out there is going to understand this experience other than kind of the people we interact with, right? We put in a lot. This is psychological warfare, and you put in years, hours, days to get profitable, right? So when you've reached that point and you've conquered that market, you deserve to have that holiday off or take that Friday off. There was years to where I didn't trade Fridays. Like I'm going out and doing something for my niece, my nephew, buying my mom something, taking the wife, to a vacation where we can get away to quickly. Like those are the things that trading should take us to. So it's kind of, I know it's a long-winded question, but I think there's three different stages. Are you grinding to hit a goal? Are you struggling currently and need that break? Or have you reached that goal and you earned a vacation? I think that's kind of the three variables. Me and my early come up, I worked like an animal. Um, so if you're still coming up, find which one you are and treat yourself one way or the other. Yep. Think we see continuation? No. I mean, nothing too deep. You guys know me. Just keep in mind that Pick Blaze is an option. That's kind of the first and foremost thing I'll say. I love this. I definitely think when we think about platforms, this is probably going to be the leading one. Um, I'm kind of stubborn with platforms. Like I prefer Tradeovate, like True Tradeovate or Ninja Trader. This is money, is what I'll say. So, kind of the first and foremost thing, kind of get into a recap of what we don't want to see tomorrow. And it's super easy to get lost in the market. We do not want to see this type of action. And I know a lot of people got hurt early on. So if we see some form of range and base tomorrow, be safe. Like, be safe in this range because I feel like we have not seen this recently. I feel like it's been an intentful move. Really early on, you have an idea of what the trend's going to be. Like even after a 30-minute opening range or an hour initial balance, we didn't see any of that. It took 7 hours, right? So be aware that this potentially could be a thing. Secondly, I think the candles that follow after kind of let you know that we're still in that market environment that is unpredictable. So manage your risk accordingly to those unpredictable times. That's really it. When you trade, you're either two things, and this is what I kind of always lean on. You're either going to be a risk manager or you're going to be a gambler. Don't be a gambler. They don't make it. So manage your risk accordingly. And that's it. That's all I got. Yep. Yes, I go on and off, but I've been full time trading for 10 years. 2016, I really found my groove. About every 3 to 4 years, I get really bored. So I look to do something rather in my degree or like something I just enjoy doing. So yes, I am, but I get bored too. So I get bored of this at times. That's a different stage of trading. And that's it. Um, I think this is going to flip short potentially. It's just very hard to trust. Like I think we have reaction at resistance. The only thing we're not seeing is consistent follow through. Um, that follow through's got some work to do. It could slice through all of this pretty easily, um, but it just seems unlikely. So I think under 55, I get more comfortable. Or like what we should be targeting, which kind of already occurred here, is a break and retest short at that 590. Like if I really want to think about like a strategic short, which is still risky, I think all the shorts in this area are risky, are going to be like a retest to 590 rejection with a stop above the high. Like to me, a tight short like that makes sense. Or, boy, this thing just booted me out for whatever reason. That thing just booted me out. That's it. I guess I don't know. I'll be here for a couple minutes. Did it end everything? Okay. What the heck? I know it just blasted my whole email and everything out.
Test, 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 test. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Rajan, Rajan Rasadon. Yeah, so I guess I've been talking for a hot minute, but yeah. So let's see. Let's scroll this down. Here. So this is last week's fibs that we took. We drew out that fib here, and it worked out pretty well throughout the week. And each one of these fibs matched. And look at this. We're rejecting off of the 7.6 now from last week's fib. Interesting thing, yesterday we had a pretty good rejection up here in the beginning of the market. And then she dove down, came to 382, which is showing that kind of, hey, we're pretty strong. You're forming that V shape from last week, Thursday, aka 1 week ago, to today. Now we're coming back out. Question is, will we get up here to the 700s? That was kind of the topic in one of the chat rooms that we have. Or will we come back in? Wick CE. So that was a Wick CE of last week, Thursday, kind of played out itself pretty well, as well as the fib here. So, it's kind of one of those, what do we do? What do we want to watch the market at? So the 55s, and I'm looking at this too. Breezy was saying, like, oh, are we going to get up? Are we going to get up? But, I like this one a lot. And you see this bearish reversal zone kind of went halfway through the box, right? Let's draw a simple fib. 50% are on this, and you see where it kind of came into halfway of the rejection or bearish reversal zone, excuse me. And here we are, still in it, or not in it, but maybe we're re-entering it to actually break out, break through, or maybe it's just going to be a chop session. I don't know, but I just don't know which way I want to go around this 50 level. Is it up? Is it down? Rejected off, maybe it's accumulation, kind of same structure here, same-ish structure here, but that was, the 8 o'clock candle, so you can't really throw that one in it. But this is 9 o'clock candle, right? 10 minutes into it. So this is China, good old China. So we'll have to see. I mean, I'm kind of wanting to long off of it, but honestly, part of me is even saying I wants to be short off of it. So, I'm kind of mixed bag of spaghetti right now with this. So yeah. Thank you. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, gold's kind of golden. What did we get up to? 65s. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1 with this candle. Probably delay on YouTube at least. So let's see how we can play this one out. Ticking up a little bit. 58s. Odd, but let's see. Yeah, kind of tricky ones. I kind of want to take the 62 short, so let's try that. Let's try a quick move on 62. I did bag a fair amount of pennies for trading. Okay, so this might be a long. Looking at the candle structure, got to push through here, go up there. But oh, look at that! Came right up to my 62 mark. It didn't fill me. What was the high of that? 62 flat. So it didn't cross the ask. Shame. Down through 55 and probably sells through VWAP now. Do I want to chase it for 5 points being that far below? It's a question that you got to ask yourself. I don't know if I really do. Because it could also reverse just like it did there. Next candle opens, propels through. I want to look in this 70s area for maybe a possibility to move, but it looks more like a 70, the 62 to. Man, do we want to bounce off of that up into the 80s and then maybe fulfill that that spread. But yeah, excuse me, sorry guys. I as well have a little sniffle and cough. So let's see if it hits a 62. But while we're waiting for that 62 to hit, Tick Blaze came through today. Did pretty well. Great little Zoom webinar. Transferred over to YouTube. 20 accounts given away. Very unique opportunity, right? I'm here with my Gex levels and gamma levels, right? Okay, there we go. There's that 62 to 72. Ka-ching, cash register hit. So is it continuation out of that, or is it going to be a failure on that? I would say bummer that we missed that trade. Second, I'm gonna try I'm gonna try that, but I might get out pretty fast too. Yeah, it's continuation up. So I'll put my 74.5. There we go. I'm content. I think it's continuation up, but let me just get my point across with good old Tick Blaze. So right, I'm out here doing my Gex levels, drawing them out. Gamma flips, delta flips he was talking about during that preview. What I'm excited for when I take that platform, give me an account, just gonna let the weekend pass, so that I don't add some trading days to my personal account and let it boost up on Monday. So what I'm gonna do is check out that they have all those opportunities with what was it, like different algos that you can run, and then the Gex. And so I want to really juice that Gex. It's expensive. It's really expensive. Some people go through and you look at options chains and try to develop it yourself, which is what we're doing here. I rather just not pay $600 and monthly subscriptions to services and maybe juice it there. And then you can add, like, it looks like it has some bookmap features. It's just time will tell with all the opportunities that can come. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe even get it tomorrow on Friday and mess around with it this weekend, click around. So I know we have a coupon. Let me plug that coupon that we had. I think it's just Blaze, but I want to double check. Blaze, BLAZE, 33% off all the evals. So yeah, let's see what you get free with every account. The Academy, indicators, you get some credits as well, advanced trade copier. So that's one thing that I want to definitely look into, advanced trade copier, because I use different trade copiers that are cloud-based to trade amongst my accounts. And in reality, I could basically get this for free and not pay $600 to $800, $1,200 a year with what I'm already running. So exciting to see. We'll have to see what we do, and how it goes. I'm excited personally. So let's see, 65 she came down to 66. Okay. So didn't fill the candle all the way down there, but also this is a fair value gap. And look where it came exactly to, right to the halfway mark. So, or almost did, I guess. So definitely some volume in. I wanted to smack that 65 right there. I had 24 contracts there, so I'm a little worried that it came all the way back down now, though. But it's worth the risk. Why not? It could fly through down, so I'm aware of that. And maybe the 66 really was a smart move, because that's that midway. Yep, 66 was it. So I'm going to kill that trade. I don't want it to come all the way back down and take me out. But now the question is, can we get above this candle body right here? So 71.5, 71.2. I want the bid across the ask is my itinerary. BluSky flew, exactly, man. This one's from Las Vegas, so yeah. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. I guess I've had it all week. Just decided to come out of the show today. So, yeah, something like that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this market goes. Yeah, 55 would have been good, but I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing on my screen. I think it's just screen sharing to my screen exactly. But right now we have retail sales coming out. Might have just come out. So there's that. But tomorrow for the news. Honestly, a lot of traders that I'm in communication with are like, I'm done. I'm taking tomorrow off with this price action this week has been so trash. It's not worth it. So do I slightly agree with that? Absolutely, I do. I've literally traded in the morning for a little bit, made my consistency that I wanted to hit, and stop trading. And like for me to stop trading because I do these micro scalps all day long is a shock. You know, and then of course, like as I decided to stop trading, I was like, I walk over my computer. I'm like, oh, maybe I should jump in really quick. And then I'm like, oh man, is this 285 gonna hit? Is it not? Should I short there? Should I long there? And I was like, oh, maybe I should long there. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go like, you know, just sit down for a second. And I go and sit down, and literally, then there's that like rocket candle that came out. I forget what time it was. But it was around that 285. So let's see. So it was yesterday, the 21st, early in the morning. Oh no, that was what's it? There we go. Okay, there we go. Yep, 1 o'clock. Yep, 285. So there you go, right here. And I saw this and I was like, man, is it finally gonna break? Is it? Is it? And then 285 hit. So 1 o'clock. So that would be my 10 o'clock. So it's kind of a unique move right there. And then bang, rockets come back in. I was like, oh, should I do it again? But I forget what the news was. Reality was I didn't even forget. I just didn't care for the news. Watched this come in up here around 2, and I was like, maybe we'll see where it goes. And then poof, rockets in around 3 o'clock, right before pre-market hour. And I was like, I should long this because it came all the way back in, right? A full move down, up, down. That's kind of what this market's doing. They're signaling positions or signaling moves. So here we are. Maybe this is the same move, right? 66 just wouldn't go. Finally, it goes. Maybe this is like one of those cup of handles. Down, 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 down. I don't know. But I wasn't expecting it to get to 600 tonight. So, that's something. But gold's moving. Gold is really moving right now. So let me flip over to gold as well. Let me see. So we got 20 minutes in the session. Yes. Kind of want to take this 333 long. I don't think it's really that good of an idea, but VWAP's coming in halfway through. Yeah. Let's see. Do we have any opportunities? This is a 1 minute. 72. No, let's do that. What's this right here? 32 or 31. Oh yeah, that 32. Let's try this, but it might fly past me. So I'm not really looking forward to that. 2. Let's see. Come on in, buddy. I mean, actually, not. Yeah. Let's see if I can hit 33s. I'll just put that there just in case of a quick flash up. But ideally, oh no. There's contracts. They're trying to hold. Okay, there we go. So let me put this. Never mind. I might. There we go. Yeah. Nope. Okay. That was it. That was the move. Yeah. I'm not sketchy right now. It's not really looking like too much of an appetite for me. 5 minutes. We still got 3 minutes on that candle. There's the 31 that I originally wanted there, so that's a bummer. Here we come up. If not, we sell off. Can we hit this lower band right there? Yeah, dang. Okay. I don't know what fit this is, so I'm going to kill that, but I also am going to go over my money spread indicator. Maybe I have a better opportunity of a look here. There we go. Start ticking up just a little bit, or just get me out at commissions so I can reset my move. I do believe that this could rocket up. Man, I really wanted to. Come on. Nope. Pass just above that candle base. And that's the thing that you're working with, is the move that I'm in right now is on that candle base. So come on. Across the ask. Are you kidding me? It never went. It never went, guys. That really sucks. It literally bid cross the ask and never ate me. So that's quite a bummer. Gold, I mean, Nasdaq is selling off a little bit, so I just, I do believe this could be something, but it could also just crash completely, and that's what it looks like it's seeming to do right now. How do I feel about this? Okay, half delta. So I definitely got in a bad position. Yeah, should have moved a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, this could just crash, or it could barely create a wick there and then bounce up. Nope, crashing seems like more of the itinerary. And let me try to actually go in there. Dang, I wanted that 85. What was this? Market structure shift 80. Yeah. So maybe I do add it up at 85. This is the brightest idea, but I'll close out of this pretty fast if I do. Um, get out. It's just close to, the time. So wanna maintain that. Okay, $50. Okay, gold. I mean, Nasdaq is selling off though pretty sharply. So okay, let me see the 34. Okay, so I got to go up just a bit. I would like to see this. I would like to see this come back into that 33s. That would be really nice. But I'll be content here. All right, somehow we're at 29s, but I'm like, I don't understand what this is doing. 29 for, oh, she could crash. Yeah, there she goes. Next 5. Okay, launch this up. Let me put a stop in relatively fast. Let's get it back above the 30s. I am on my, dang, that sucks. I'm on gold. Let's get this 15-minute candle just green. I would love to see it flip green. It kind of looks like it has a potential to. It's just you got 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes is not going to be fun for me to watch and stare at. 27.45 is a 168. I risk $100 on this trade. Come on. Come on, gold. There we go. Come on, baby. Okay, come on. Nope, past the 36. There we go. Yes, thank you. Put 2 in. I don't care if I get stopped. We're in profit, right? I do believe that this candle, because this did not cross, it could have came into the halfway mark here. That's why I was saying that the $100 right there. And there you go. There's my 33s, almost. So, but on the 5 minute, we have to cross this closure. So kind of a tricky one to get above there. And there she goes. And there's 33. So yeah, on the 15, came in, couldn't break the other bodies. So she rockets up. 34, that's on the 15. Looking at the 5. So that's, scalping for you at the finest. Would have put my stop here. What did it get up to? 33.2. That's crazy. So would have hit my $50. Excuse me. Anything under 35 is risky. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Breezy. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm up $56, $57, depending on which counts. So I'm content with that. What was really catching my eye over here is this Nasdaq. We keep on bouncing into this 50 area, 55s, excuse me. And it's just kind of like the midway point of tonight. Maybe the next hour, next 30 minutes, we dive down to 520s. Gold's doing me dirty. I mean, we added in, Breezy could have smacked his contracts all at once. I like to add in slowly. Kind of did structure out pretty well to where I wanted to add in. I mean, the last add-in that I did was 28.5 and it came down to 27.3. So that's $10 away. Got me to my halfway point of where I needed to go, and then went back up to my original entry. So that is a proper tiering system of how to get into those trades. I just, not personally trying to make those moves. So yeah, just the move. I mean, you got 2 minutes, so I'm going to stay out of the market personally right now, at least for me. Do I want to be in the market? Absolutely. I'm just watching. Sorry, this Nasdaq here. So we'll switch over to Nasdaq on everything. The Nasdaq's looking good. Came back up to the 59s. It kind of just rejected off of it. So, or almost to it, whatever, 55s, I guess. And so on the 5 minute, we're looking at this change in structure at 64. Let's see if it holds the same 64 here. Nope, doesn't even show, but this is your midway point. So that's kind of what we're battling around, 50, 55 midway points, but it's not breaking down below this 35s. I do believe that it is a astute opportunity to break it down into the 20s. So kind of, you know, breaking structure and then gung-ho down. I mean, you got both Globex and you have Asia fibs. That's what these are based off of right here. So it's kind of more leaning towards like, you know, the big candle move down. It didn't hold the 15-minute wick CE. So let's draw that out really quick for your guys' eyes, which should be that 55 or around that 55, of course, 50 now. So yeah. That's crazy. We'll see. We'll see. I want to jump in, but you know, you got liquidity in a minute or now. So we'll see where its liquidity goes. I feel like it could flush. It might actually bounce off these 35s and go back up and then create some wick, get stopped here, and then go back down. So we'll see. Get off the 5-minute though. Market structure shift. I don't really want to watch that on the 5-minute. We just determined our numbers. Let's go to trades. Let's see what these guys are saying. That's crazy. Hey, one of the great things about BluSky is when you go live, you go live. You know, ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, there's some other firms right now that are just basically like closing people's accounts, telling them they're going to go live and they don't even have a live program. So that's all I'll say to that. So a lot of spice is happening right now. Apparently, this one guy in our trading group has $660,000 in accounts, and they decided to do that. So what you get for not taking the payout sometimes. So yeah. Excuse me. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Like multiple iPads. Yeah, right. I have all these screens, but then I also have multiple iPads to watch. Excuse me, streams and things like that. So, excuse me. Yeah. Other people, I like a good eye on the prize. So let's see if one guy. Let's see his streams. Yeah, he tried, but he failed on that. So yeah, we'll see where we go. Yeah. That'd be crazy. So yeah, there we go. So there was a little breach up. Didn't really do much though. It didn't cross into 51. It didn't, well, actually kind of, okay, cross into 51, but when do we draw that on? I remember. So. We'll see. Cheers to them, man. That's what happens when you go with the firm. It's a little sketchy. Okay, good thing we got out of that gold. Well, I mean, the gold's kind of dangling still around that 25 area. Curious, actually, what did it do? Did it run up and then down? News tomorrow, like I was saying, nothing at all besides consumer sentiment, which could have something, but not much. Okay, gold just dumped down. So down, maybe breaking new lows and just continue to sell off. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from gold. There's 35s. Shoot, with NASDAQ, that sucks. Okay, what am I on? Okay, I want those 35s. I do. Actually, I'm going to take the 20. Give me the 20. It's coming in fast. You want that 20, but the 25 could be the stopping point. So I kind of want to watch both of those. Next entry, okay, there we go. I'm going to try to get at least 23 out of it. All right, we hit 23. So quick in and out scalp. With those, I wanted to like hit 23, put my stop and go to 25 and then move eventually to there. But right now, just kind of hesitant on that. That was a pretty fast candle. But I think that was actually really the move. That 20 was the long move back up. So just my theory with that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm just gonna excuse myself for 10 seconds. I've got the sniffle. Be back. Be back. Sorry about that. Rather not be gross in front of you guys. So. Yeah. Sneezing or dabbing on. Yeah, let's see. It's probably cool enough to lower up some good old candy right here. I get some views. See The Office. Got my backpacks. Dress shirt. Be wearing a suit coming soon. Got like a little thing. Just some hats that I had. Oh, there you go. Now the 10, can the 10 hold? I feel like that's reasonable. Might hit the 11. Could come directly to 500. So let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, you look at this like 1 hour candle just straight down. The 4 hours holding on a limb. You got Breezy's pivot point holding there at the 97s or something. And then you had the other pivot. So let's see. All right, are we gonna get smacked into this? We're almost there. You see it on there? Yeah. I mean, technically, it kind of looked like it came in. Not gonna lie. So it's just, I guess I'm just bottom ticking, top ticking the market like a G. But no, it didn't hit. Okay, on that screen that kind of did. I mean, I'm gonna tick away. I'm gonna tick away. I'm gonna tick away. Okay, okay, Jill. Jill, Dr. Phil, I'm gonna tick away. Okay, hey, hey. Kind of want to take the 500, honestly. Now instead of the 11, maybe I should move it down to the 10. But I'm content with the 11. And there she goes. Kind of sucks. Now she goes. Now she goes. Drawn liquidity all the way down there at 400 somethings. That would be crazy if we hit that, but no, I'm not going to fight that one. Which maybe I should move this down now. Now it's trying. Okay. So, okay, let's just get the 13s at least. Okay. There we go. So I want to see this propel out. Give me at least $10 on this trade. But I want to see it after. It might come into 15s and then bounce again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking at this more and more, thinking it's a continuation short. If we can hold this 20 and get above it, then it's a long. The RSI is all the way down there. You got Bollinger Bands down. I mean, this could be the move. Yeah, damn. Long's loading in. Yep. So here we go. Let's see. Let's see if I'm more adamant on that 500 getting hit. I mean, you got quite a run up at 6 o'clock. So, like, do we get the full arc circle? So, yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one. It's going to be a tricky one. Dang, that's like a straight line. Never seen that. Never seen that side profile. Gotta get myself a haircut this weekend. Anybody have any fun plans? I don't know if anybody watching out there, anybody can type. So there you go. There's a 20s. Can we get rejected off there? Or do we rock it up, or do we have the next 12 20 minutes of just downside move? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, we're moving. We had a pretty big draw down there. In my eyes, $50. Managed to grab it and bring it back up. That's cool. But we're up $70 right now. So there you go. The 20 is rejected. So that's 20 downside, and I think that 500 is coming in. Yeah, 45. Yeah. So oh, I think that's one too. Man. Yeah, 45. That was who it was, 55 short. I was there. But who knows? They're coming 500, 594 maybe, and then a little bounce. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this candle could be falling for. Yep, there you go. Wow, could be falling for the next while, because you look at the 4-hour structure. Right, let me see if I can pull that up. I want to take it short off the 510. Give me 508. I'll be content with that. Yeah, you're seeing this. So I want to see this candle trying to reach up, but I want to see it flush through. So we'll have to see. Or there's a 10. That's a 10 that I didn't want. Shoot. No, dang. Okay, this might have been a long reload. Actually, because it didn't break the 95. Already off $10. So let me just put a commission value trade in. Oh yeah, this is, well, I might actually want to load up twice. I'll load up twice here. Definitely a questionable thing. I'm gonna 8. Definitely questionable. Definitely questionable. Let's zoom in. Can we break below the 10s or the 11s? Okay. Oh, I don't want this candle to turn green, but yeah, I mean, she went to pocket to pocket. So let's go back into here. Okay. I just want to get out of this now. So I'm going to see if I can do that, but it might not, it might be it right there. So I have my finger on the trigger. It might be 20. It could be 20 long. I'll get out at 25s. It does. I will 17s. Yeah, come on down, baby. Come on down now. That was a wiki candle, but she's the same wiki candle as collecting itself back into here to be down here. You fill that gap. Boom. Okay, so here comes a 20. Yep, there you go. So where am I at? 14s. Can we get below 20s is my goal. Nope. So close it before 25. 25 would be the rejection point. That was, quite a move. So we're down, wow, a few pennies. That sucks. Don't
even ask me, bro. That FVG nugget fill. If we get a small tap, the gap like no CE hit, still get a valid hit first.
Yeah, I kind of want to take the 60 to the 25 short, and then maybe
that FVG nugget fill on the NQ,
maybe because that could be like the tap in, but looking risky. Looking risky. Looking risky.
CISD here, right?
Looking risky, but I do risky, but man, I'm pretty sure biased. But here's the manipulation, right? I was saying that earlier. Manipulation down to come back up off the 500, bounce it back up into this area would seem reasonable. Screw it, I'm gonna do it. I want, you know, just a little. I would like to see it come back in that to that down there. I would. I know it's not a brave move, but once we get below 25, I'll put a stop in. Okay. Instant in and out, rinse and repeat. Kind of a bummer. Excuse me. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, we'll have to see. So
It's definitely worth like maybe trying to
Yeah.
emphasize.
it's gonna be a tricky one.
The better entry will be before CD.
It's
Better entry.
gonna be a tricky one.
The better entry will be.
Oh, you guys can really hear that. Sorry. Yeah, that thing picks up well. That microphone, it's a good mic. So yeah, I just got, I guess, bad ears or something. Okay. 40s, you were the 32. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Yoshi. Dog in the office, she's whining and dining. Getting hot out more and more. So it's hard to take her out for walks. All right, let's see where these kids shoot. Shoot. Okay, let's just go down barely. I just want to get out of that. Yeah. Might actually be the move, but that came up pretty fast. The candle just opened. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it. I kind of want the 38, so, or yeah, 37, I guess. To see, I mean, this could be the manipulation, right? That I keep on talking about. Manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. Because you got that 4 hour and it's trying to go long. But, I mean, it could be it. I would like to see it close above or below the 20s, 520s. We'll have to see. Ooh, it's coming. Hey, shh. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Ooh, it just tapped it. But can we reject it? All right. Oh, don't do me dirt. Oh, it came up to the 40. Oh, you got size there. You got super size there. All right. I might try to bag 30 bucks out of this. Yeah, I want to see it down there in the 20s again. So let's see if we can cook. Let's get it below 37s, and I'd be content with that. Come on, below 37. Let's go. Yes. Right, because I'm gonna line up my candle at the bottom of this wick, that original entry, and the base of that candle. Sheesh, what is this? What is this? What is this? This should be a good entry. Dang. It was close, but I do want to hold this actually. I might want to re-enter. That was a good look. That was a good look. Okay, let's see if I can snag here, and snag here. I do like that move. I'll take 3 cons south. But this is like a wild hold, so I want to, but I'll be content doing it. Maybe we're out of the 60s. It's gonna be dirty on me though, but it's okay. Yeah, no, there's size up there. There's size at the 40s. Shoot. Let's try to bag at least $50 on this trade. I'd be content with that, but it looks like, you know, she could be coming back up. Maybe VWAP's there. I should have noticed that, right? I should have noticed that. There's the 44, 45s. Oh, here we go. Come on down and come on down. Break below 37. Come on, come on, come on. Fall, 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 fall. There we go. Nope. Wrong way, wrong way. Wrong way. I'm ready to fire off 3 comms right here. Me develop this. Oh, damn. Missed that opportunity. So that, I mean, that 37 could hold as well. So
I'm not going to explain my here again. So
dang. She's cooking up there, but let's get me here. 3 cons. All right, come on down, buddy. Come on down. 40 points, 3 contracts, $250. Yikes. Okay, I might
these here, especially
try.
in general.
Okay, I might get one more here.
I can't tell you guys. How'd you pinpoint that CSD level? I have a whole video on CSD. Go to my channel and look up CISD.
60. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. It's running away from us. All right, so I got my 4 here. Let's just. I'd love to see this 28. Yeah, let's see. All right. Yeah. Microphone picks up way too well. All right, let's get a wick on this candle. Okay, on the 5 minute then. 5 minute has no wick, but it's holding VWAP pretty well. So this is looking a bit spicy for me. The 40s is where my entry wanted to be. I should have taken 40s and gone upwards with it. Could become a VWAP to 55 and hopefully fail that VWAP, but you know, I'm content with where we're at. Dang. All right. Entries, good entries. All right. Doesn't do us right. All right, come on in. Let's have this baby crash. So 50 points would be around that 35, so I'm content with that. Come on down. Let's see a wick. Let's go. Let's crash through VWAP. I would like to see it crash through there. Yeah, actually might be a reasonable setup, actually. For once, he's done well. So let me recycle these. So I have constant 4 on there. Let's go. Let's go. Down she goes. Down she goes. Did she go in? So she did. She came in there. So come on, let's flush it through. I would like to see it kind of around this 32s area. Yeah, come on. Get it below 40s and then 37s. Let's go. 2 minutes. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, you're right there. You're literally going right to the entry every single time. So let's flush it through that entry. Oof. New 1 minute. Don't go up, go down, please. Yeah, let's not let it go above 48. And there she goes. Oh yeah, let's crash it now. Let's swing it back down. Yep, let's go. I think this is a good move. Come on, do not let it go above that 48. Let's go, baby. Nope, nope, nope. I do not want to watch it cross this here. This 48. She does. She's probably gonna go long. So I want to see it flush through here, flush through there, and then that'll be my 40. Excuse me. Stop. I stop at 40. So do not cross 38. Come on. Don't fake us out so many times. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Down, 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 down. Can you take it all down, down? I want to see a flush. Just a okay, new 1 minute candle. There's a 48. So we didn't. Maybe we did. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of did, but let's see a flush. Come on. Come on. Come on. No 48s. Let's go down. I don't see 28s. We got 5 minutes left before 10 hour opens. Come on. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. I am content with this move. I want to see 48s down. No more 48s. Let's go. Flush. 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 Break that VWAP 45 and let's go down. Come on. Yep. There we go. Let's go. Let's cook. Let's cook, Dr. Phil. Chill, chill, Dr. Phil. Let's cook. Come on. Get below 40s. You're almost there. Break those other candles and let's hit it. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. 5 points. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, oop, I don't know why I did that, but I would be content just actually getting it up around. Oh no, let's hold it. Let's get out. Let's hold this. Come on. Don't let VWAP win. Come on. Break it below 40s. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Flush, 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 flush. Come on, that 5 minute. I want to see that thing go. I want to see that. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Come on down. Come on down. Thank you. Oh, wow. All right. That's fine. There you go. Supporting. To get rid of all these things. But there you go. That was the move. Came back in the 35s at least. Oh. Right watch list. Okay. Let's see, maybe I can change color. Beats me, I don't know. Oh well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out for sure. And there's that 28. $100. Almost 28. So oh, what a shame. What a shame, guys. What a shame. Got me stressed out. You know, and that was the candle that I wanted on that 5 minute, right? Never really broke the 48. I mean, it did, but the body never closed through it. On the 5 minute, I was looking at this. So shame I didn't hold. There would have been $100 right there. Instead, I got up for $60, I think. It was just too close to my time. You know, I don't want to be stuck in a trade holding it. It's close to that 10 o'clock time frame. Okay, yeah, looks good. Looks good. Yeah, I'll try to figure out how to clean this up. Guess I did dirty. Let's see, what does this do? Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Well, I'll figure out how to do it. There we go, all the way back up. Honestly, might be short opportunity right there, that 35. Get one contract, one Connie Bonnie in there. It stops at the 25s. One Connie Bonnie there at the 35s. Yeah, missed that opportunity. Should come down to the 20s now. Or it stops there and dangles for the next 2 minutes. So we'll call it a day there. We were up, you know, $70. I took that loss. Content with it. Up $37 right now. You know, it's a green sesh. That's what matters. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, damn, should have held that one. I was confident. I was really adamant, confident that it's just a question of where, what, who, why, when. 10 o'clock candle. Where do we go? Yeah, I would like to see a 500. So final thoughts, just maybe this comes down into who knows, maybe 440s. Yeah, basically all the way rerun all the way into the 6 p.m. open. These 440s, 450s areas. Do I believe that's going to happen? I don't know. It's going to be a W out of it, or on the 1 minute, 5 minute, or the 15 minute. We went back. Sorry, I'm going to blind you guys again, but I'm going to show this ICT idea. This 4-hour candle. I want to see this wick. But it's kind of coming up. So, I was hoping that this would flush through here. Or, flush at least to here or something, which it did. It did. And then it bounced off of that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to go. Yeah, for tomorrow. Absolutely. We'll have to see where she goes. But, for me, I'm going to enjoy myself. It's a weekend. Here you go. New 10-hour candle coming through. Yeah. So, if you know somebody, love them. Hey, I mean, it's green. Stay green. Stay green. Stay green. That's what matters at the end of the day, right? Green is what pays the machine, and even though it's a Chipotle dinner right now, get your accounts going. You got a few accounts, 3 accounts in Sim, 3 accounts in Funded, whatever it may be. For yourself, like $20 in each account gets you a Chipotle dinner for 2 days. So green pays the bills. Green makes you not attend military drills. So don't go for those stipends. Be happy with what you got. Remember, like the stream up, subscribe to it. Let's load up those subscribers. We'll probably do some more, get 100 people in here at certain points, and that's giveaways as well. So stay safe, stay smart, live it up until next day. Enjoy your weekend, long weekend. We'll figure out, what we're doing on Monday. And we'll run the market on Tuesday for sure. So stay safe, stay smart, live it up, and enjoy the rest of your time. Cheers. I'll be signing off now.